gotta try it out. We gotta play a couple hours. All right, so let's get right into it. It's a good game. Is it though? Is it? Biggest question is it going to be glorious? It better be. It's got a loading screen for a loading screen. Zenthropix Incorporated. Ubisoft. There's a mark of high quality right there. Yep. High quality. EB Studios UK game.
Deep in space within the Ruckbat sector lay a G-type star whose third planet was perfect for colonization. Man named it Pern and launched 3 immense colony ships that scythed across the vast reaches of space. After abandoning their craft in orbit, they settled on the planet below. As their new lives flourished on Pern, a new enemy approached. Every 200 years, the red star passed close to Pern. Deep within the tail of this comet, life existed. A single-minded parasite known as Thread. An enemy without conscience or feeling, whose only instinct was to destroy and devour the food-rich hunting grounds of Pern so it could survive. There was no escape from its appalling attacks. As the Thread hit the ground, it destroyed all organic life it touched. The colony was ravaged and was forced to take shelter in the mountains to the north as Thread laid waste to their equipment, destroyed their technology, and brought them to breaking point. With hope evaporating and on the verge of extinction, they turned to an indigenous form of life to save them. By genetically modifying fire lizards and utilizing their effective defense system, they created a new race of vast dragons. Named after the Earth legends they resembled, the fire-breathing reptiles took to flight to sear Thread from the sky. When the battle was over, the settlers returned to the simpler life. With the passing of time came the fading of memories. As time passed, they forgot about their home, about the machines that forged the land in which they lived, and eventually, about the spacecraft floating in orbit. And now when Thread falls, the air is filled with the cry of dragon song, as the Dragonriders fly in formation again.
And they seem to like really push the vocals there. It's like we have a short amount of time in this FMV. We gotta like put all the plot into this FMV, so just speak fast. Let's go, man. G0, welcome everybody. So yeah, that was a lore dump. I'm assuming obviously this be, if you read the books, it's going to make more sense. So apparently this is science fiction. It's like sci-fi, but so sci-fi happened, but nobody knows about it. Nobody remembers that sci-fi happened. Now they're back to like fantasy kind of technology. Spencer Jackson's second, but good. Anything happen if we let it at the start menu screen for a minute? Could be the best. The games played much for. Has, well, in terms of games I had never played before, I mean, Final Fantasy VII is still my favorite game. I don't think anything's ever going to beat that just because nostalgia. But in terms of previous games I'd never played before, Panzer Dragoon Saga, like Zerodyne just mentioned, Panzer Dragoon Saga was like a fantastic game. The combat in that game was so fun. Nothing kind of replicated it. I guess nothing happens on the screen, so let's start the timer. It's off my screens, I can't see it, it's working alright. Let's start the game. Check out the options. Got these Dreamcast controllers. Video, display center, it's fine, sound. I got sound effects, music, speech, music and sound effects. It's kind of good. So the speech is too low compared to the rest. At least you can change it. If you view beeps, yeah, I don't need the beeps. Game settings. See what normal looks like, and we'll change it from there. View credits, yeah. It's not too the credits. Exit game. Does that just dump us back to the... I guess that's a thing. What is it, a DOS game? What the hell? New game.
It was nearing the end of the 7th pass, and 2 young men had been selected as candidates for impression. As the crowds gathered at the hatching grounds, the candidates prepared themselves for the ceremony to begin. The 2 could not have been more different. The elder, Roth, driven by ambition and family expectancy, eagerly awaited the arrival of the dragon that was to merge thought and consciousness, to become one with him. The other, Dalcor, was filled with fear. He had heard the tales about the dangers these ceremonies held. And when the egg cracked, the fledgling dragon began to make his way out of its shell. Roth stepped closer, pushing Dalcor aside, ignoring all sense of occasion and respect. The crowd stood on in awe and waited for the beautiful creature to break into the Pern air and select its rider for the first and only time. Roth leaned forward, waiting for the dragon to reach out and touch his mind. But the dragon pushed past him, knocking him to the ground, and advanced over to the terrified Dalcor. The young boy stared back, petrified, as the awesome beast studied his face. Then deep within his mind he heard a voice calling him soft and comforting. "Greetings, Dalcor, I am Zenth." The dragon spoke, using Dalcor's new dragon name. Zenth had chosen him. They were now as one, their thoughts intertwined forever. Dalcor had become a dragon rider. Roth stared on, bewilderment and confusion plain on his face. How could such a mighty animal possibly not select him? All his expectations were suddenly shattered as he pulled himself off the rocky floor. As Dalcor bonded with his new soulmate, Roth looked up to see his father turn his back, devastated by his son's failure, abandoning him to wallow in his own dishonor. Roth cried out to his father, but his cries fell on deaf ears. They had gone. Disgraced by his family, Roth was sent to Healer Hall in a bid to salvage his career, whilst the timid Dalcor grew strong and followed his destiny to the skies, with Zenth at his side forever.
Joe Vantara? I don't know, I've never read the books. I don't know if maybe the artist that does the book art did that. I don't know how it is. It definitely sounds like they're just trying to like rush the audio because it's limited disk space, right? It's only a gigabyte disk, so it's like they're trying to rush the audio. So all the audio sequences she's like speaking really fast. So we bonded with the dragon. The other dude's probably gonna be pissed off. Is gonna try to kill us somehow. Read the books because you're a teenage girl. It's a good point. It's beautiful. I watch Pern every day, exactly. There's a central hub for everything there is to know about Pern. I visit that every day. It's a lot of loading screens. Come on, you can do it. Oh god. Where's his ears?
Good morning, Nicole. Bad dream?
Too much wine is all. A new shipment from Bendon arrived last night.
This is voice
I
acting.
know.
Everyone had a good time, though. Just as Nalaya would have wanted.
She was a good werewoman.
She'll be missed around here.
None will miss her more than Marath. She is desolate and risks leaving her clutch.
A gold never leaves her clutch, with or without their werewoman.
There is always a first time.
Then we must find a new werewoman for the golden egg in the hatching ground. I'm sure Sabor realizes the situation.
He does. My hide itches to call.
You always itch. Your hide and your belly are all you think about.
My hide needs oiling. The oil is on the shelves, unless you knocked it off in a stupor last night. The brush should be nearby.
Time to oil a dragon. You go back to Dragon Warrior. But this is a literal Dragon Warrior, though. Alright, controls, what we got here. Analog stick. Oh god, it's like tank controls. Ugh. I already hate it. Up moves forward. That's gotta be annoying as shit. So the X button just brings up the HUD. The Y button brings up your bare hands. Usable, instant, tradable, artifact, gold, other stuff. Fine clothing of a dragon rider. A lot of info here. Help, knowledge, able, conversant, knowledgeable, informed, intelligent, clever, sharp, genius. Reputation, honest, reliable, loyal, trustworthy, of good standing, dependable, respectable, and highly regarded. Strength, weak, standard, strong, tough, fierce, powerful, mighty, formidable. It's a lot of stuff here. Quest 1 Luba dude. Oh, he wasn't talking to me. He was using using telepathy with me. Like his mouth wasn't moving. It's clear that he was using telepathy. Yeah, the game has to, like, you know, represent it in the way that, you know, like we're gonna see it, right? Don't have a journal. Why the hell is it there then?
Yes, the call.
Communicate with them, I guess. This is my current location. What can you tell me about this place? Nothing right now. God. You couldn't use a different color or something? Let's just use a slightly brighter white. You are in Fort Ware. You're home.
Yes, the call.
You can tell me about this place.
What can you tell me of this place?
He says that one, doesn't he? The other one. It's your home decor, and is one of the oldest and largest wares on Pern. It's home to almost 500 dragon riders. 500! That's a lot of dragons. Yep, the jank. You have no maps, alright. I mean, this looks like a map. What? You just said I don't have maps. It's like, here's a map. I guess these are like area maps, and this is like the world map. Yeah, there's a lot of Lufias. Okay. What do we have a little dragon dude beside us? Is that like the representation of our dragon dude? Shoulder buttons do nothing. Doesn't like strafe or anything. Other buttons don't seem to do anything yet. Maybe it's like pick up objects. Ugh, tank controls are gonna suck though. Why do they do tank controls in a game? Oil for your dragon skin.
Would you like me to tell you how to use items in your inventory?
Sure.
I think with my clouded head that would be useful.
Open your inventory by pressing the inventory button.
Not the inventory. What is the inventory button?
Now select the oil. Your inventory will close when you do, and the item will appear in your pocket on the main screen. Whichever item is in the large circle on the right is the item you will use when you press the use button. Walk over to me. Make sure that the item is in your pocket, and then press the use button.
You think they would actually show, you know, a picture of the damn button? Like, refer to the manual, see what the use button is. I mean, was this on any other systems other than the Dreamcast? Like, is there any reasons why they wouldn't just put a picture of the damn button? The D-pad doesn't seem to do anything. So I guess
Whichever item is in the large circle on the right
I'm trying to look.
is the
Stop it.
item you
I can't even
will
skip
use
this.
when you press the use button.
Start doesn't skip it. What?
Walk over to me. Make sure that the item is in your pocket, and then press the use button.
There's a PC version. So they never just... He's gonna keep... He won't shut up until I go see him, right? What was this? You have no eggs to put in the sand tray. Yeah, I guess I can make more dragons like that. God, tank controls suck. Okay, what the... Camera, please? Hello? Camera? Took a little while to load there. I was like, is the game frozen? Note informing you of emojis. That was fast.
Whichever item is in the large circle on the
God
right
damn it.
is the item you will use when you press the use button. Walk over to me.
This is
Make
horrible.
sure that the item is in your pocket, and then press the use button.
I guess we're gonna go oil him up fast before he doesn't... If he doesn't shut up. His wake is now over. Must look forward to your future of the wear. As you have heard, I have held a meeting to discuss what must be done. Elias will be sorely missed. The impact of her death on our home. Fort Ware will be crippling if we do not find a replacement. Loss is felt especially when Elias' companion Morath, our gold dragon. She has laid a golden egg and must find a rider to lead us when the egg hatches for the impression ceremony. Our largest were on Pern, therefore the urgency must define new werewomen, subsequently a figurehead for the were is of a fair amount of importance. He'll leave the responsibility of gathering the other members of Alpha Wing to you.
Whichever item is in the large circle on the right is the item you will use when you press the use button. Walk over to me. Make sure that the item is in your pocket, and then press the use button.
It's the most annoying thing in games that like just won't shut up until you do what you tell you to do. Each of them and see if they'll attend, blah blah blah. Yeah, see you there. Okay, right. Alright, let's go oil him up for... Where is he? Where is he? Is he outside? Assuming he's outside. Run! Run before he starts talking again. Note to yourself. Well, I won't be able to read it because he's gonna... Things Zenth drink first thing in the morning, sleep. Okay, go. Run! Okay, good. He's gonna start talking again.
Whichever
Fucking
item
hell.
is in the large circle on the right is the item you will use when you press the use button.
Well, there's RPG elements.
Walk over to me. Make sure that the item is in your pocket, and then press the use button.
There's like strength. There's definitely an experience system. Which one's the use button? That's the use button.
Now follow the same procedure with the brush.
I guess the little dragon basically just shows you where you're like interacting with. Can you save anywhere? But yeah, there's an experience system and stuff like that. So I think this one's pretty borderline, but so you get like health, knowledge, reputation, strength. So there's definitely stats. Is there a rubbing minigame? If this was on the Vita, yes, there would be. God, this game looks like shit. Tank controls suck ass. Runs like... Look at this amazing frame rate. Gotta find this broom. Goddamn. If I want to play Resident Evil, I'll be playing Resident Evil. This is horrible. This camera.
I said my hide itches to call.
Trying to find my damn
I
brush.
heard you the first time. My head hurts enough without you intruding.
Then oil my hide, and I'll be quiet.
Where's my damn brush? Anything over here? I can't tell. Ah, freaking tank controls. Why? Why did they make tank controls? Oh. Brush for oiling your dragon. Better get over there before he starts talking again. Is that a stuck pixel? It's like a random pixel. No hidden objects. What the hell? Guess I can't go that way. If I move slowly, I'm fine. Otherwise, I just keep getting bounced back. God, this controls and the camera just are horrible. This game is art. Yeah, it's art, alright. Go into our inventory. Equip. Wait. What? Did I go the wrong one? No. Open inventory. What? Wait. Oh, what? Why does this go to a different screen in the middle? Guess we'll figure out what these are. I haven't really gone through the manual yet, but... Okay, it's just notes. Not the right place to use this. Right here, I guess. Now I walk at the same spot I just was.
Thanks to Kor. Yugath has told me that Sabor wants to meet with you and the rest of the wing later in the
Regarding
day.
a new werewoman, no doubt.
A search is required. No suitable candidates are here in the weir. We must go to the hold.
I'm not sure the other riders will like that too much. They think hold stock is inferior.
Nonsense. It is what is on the inside that is important to us, not where they come from.
Don't let the old men's dragons hear you say that. You know that rigid tradition is all that drives them.
The Red Star has almost passed. Soon traditions will have no meaning.
Perhaps. It has been known that the Hold Lords will begin to question our purpose on Pern. We shall have to wait and see.
We didn't do much oiling there. We oiled like one tiny section of his head. I guess that's the only spot that was itching.
Yes, Decor?
What can you tell me of this place?
Apparently. And okay, where's that? Can I change the settings for the text speed? Because apparently you can't fast forward text. So I'm gonna be doing fastest text speech. Frig. So you can't press a button to like speed it up. It's like I know, right? His nickname is Mom. Are dragons anatomically correct? It's kind of hard to tell with the camera angles. The camera is just like positioned just the way that you can't find out. Wait, that's not his tail. Oh, damn it, legs in the way. I'm sure they're not anatomically correct. %35 taint. I don't even know if it's a him. It could be a her. Welcome to Jank, or Captain.
Craftmaster Dawn has let me know that your riding gear is repaired from the thread scores on it.
Wow, that was a little too fast.
You can pick it up whenever you like. And do something about your sore head. It's setting me on edge.
Yeah, that dialogue was a little too fast. I couldn't read it.
Thanks, Zenth. I will.
Guess we're gonna go back to normal speed. See, either the dialogue happens and you have to you don't see the actual text, or the text just runs slow as hell. Werewoman is a person who changes into a woman during a full moon. It's a female and male werewoman. God, this... What? We're back here? What? Is that another exit? God, these cameras... This camera sucks. Why did they have to use a... Why did they have to use a stupid Resident Evil tank controls? I want to see what I'm doing. I can't even... This is so hard to control. You can't even use the D-pad either, so you have to use the analog stick. You have to use the analog stick for tank controls. Like, come on. It's horrible. Trying to move straight is hard. Hard enough as it is on a D-pad. Doing tank controls on a D-pad, but on an analog stick? Like, serious? I mean, constant camera switching just makes it very easy to just lose what direction the hell you're going. Do anything here. So do a cinematic camera without having no idea how to frame a good shot. Yeah, I know, right? This is the exit. Yeah, it's not even printed. It's all like looks like the 3D backgrounds with a static camera. Like what? Yeah, the last Dreamcast game, if you don't count Pure Solar, which won't be getting to in like forever. Is to run like 5 frames per second too. Yeah, it was jank, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, I enjoyed Aiden's Chronicles. This one, I don't think I'll enjoy. Yeah, probably. Some people like Resident Evil. Let's do that. But sir, it's not gonna work. We have a guaranteed analog stick with with this system. We should use that. No. Should we have the D-pad work too? No, we can't do that. Too many D-pads used for other things, but like tank controls with an analog stick is the worst thing ever. Locking. Oh, this guy.
dust. Where did I put that journal?
Have you lost something?
My journal.
Well, where did you leave it?
I forget. It's not that it's got any personal things in it, but it contains a list of all the skins here and what's on them. Oh, I can't file anything without it. If you find it, be sure to bring it back, would you?
I'll keep an eye out.
No, I won't.
You look a little confused. Do you know your way around the weir? I only say as I have a map I could give you.
Yeah.
A map sounds good.
Oh, now where is it? Here. You can look at it by pressing the map button. Different maps will highlight different parts of that location. Some may even lead you to hidden areas.
Thanks. I'm sure this will be useful.
Offshoring Fort Ware.
And remember, if you see my journal...
I'll be sure to bring it back to you.
Throw it in the nearest trash compactor. Gotcha. Alright, which one's the map button? Not that one, not that one. I mean, there's the map button there, but I don't know if... Is there a dedicated map button? Not that one. Up. D-pad, no.
Found that journal yet?
I don't think there's an actual map button. I don't know where I am. You say it's supposed to like light up or something. Oh, wait. Danger, keep clear. To wearable. It's a lot of places. Oh, gambling room. Alright, we know where we're going. Yeah.
And where do you think you're going?
What's behind that curtain?
The Weir Leader's private reading room, and only those of considerable reputation are allowed in there, I'm afraid.
Knowledge increased. Okay. What's this all about? You're asking me? At 25 knowledge. Hooray. I am smarter. The master healer. Oh god. Lots of lore. That's a lot of lore. 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 More lore. You guys read all that? Good. Next. There you go. Speed reading. Pern happened. Smith exists to make weapons. Somebody heals things. Alright, we're good. Seems like they tried. Didn't try very hard. More lore. Dragons. God, yeah, imagine that. Herd beasts. I mean, if you cared about the books or something, this might be interesting. Tunnel snakes. Is that what they call them in this game? Tunnel snakes? Though called snakes, this species actually has 6 legs, and has some freaky tunnel snakes. They average 2 to 4 feet in length. Man, you must be talking about dragon tunnel snakes. A numerous pests on Pern. Tunnel snakes can be a menace to man. We must approach them with extreme caution. Water-dwelling tunnel snakes have poisonous bites. Wherries. Type of fowl. Tunnel snakes rule. The first scroll is somebody called Kitty Ping Ping. What was there? And the first one here? Or like the first one of the bunch of like the other one? The writer for Pern, you mean? Yeah, probably not. We talked to what's her name? Apparently not. Yeah. That surprised me. More lore. Man, they really want to push the lore in this one. Like, the camera angles in this game are fantastic. It's got to be said. Smith Hall and Fort Ware. You could have made this like a, I don't know, like a slightly more readable font. Like, you know, smaller. I'm not playing this on a friggin' Game Boy here. 1996 sold the rights to an Irish company. Sintopo. Oh yeah. Gotcha. So basically had none of the original author's input. Just basically used her world. It's like, alright, let's just make a new a new story with her world. Going between, impression, wings, between, dragons. God, that's a lot of lore. Alright. Enough friggin' lore. See if there's anything that even looks interesting. Really fell under. Oh yeah. Queen's hatching, gathers, searches, holes and wares, Dragonriders, intervals, thread, this red star about Pern. Nope. God, it's so easy to get like turned around in this stupid system. The constant camera switches, no compass or anything. I was like, all right, what direction was I heading? Finn.
Hello. And who might you be?
The name's Finn. I'm here from Harper Hall.
A runner? What brings you to Fort Ware?
I bring the news that Salin, head woman of Harper Hall, sends her condolences upon the loss of werewoman Nalaya to the Ware of Fort.
That's not what I expected out of that body.
Send Salin our thanks and our good wishes.
Very well, Decor. I bid you farewell in the knowledge that I shall see you again, perhaps sooner than you think.
Hey, how do you know my name?
I mean, I'm not sure if that was a kid. Maybe that's a different race or something. Back here. I know, right? God, everything about this camera sucks. Alright, so I think we checked everything in this section. Fuck these controls. Did they go in here? No, I didn't. The kind.
Who are you?
I'm Decor.
Well, Decor, when at least you become more conversant, perhaps we will speak. Go now, I'm busy.
In other words, come back and when we have more knowledge, I guess. Sure, I'm not missing any items or something. So that's Vikai when we're in right there. So library is the one that was right over there, reading room. So there's Satoth thing. That's gotta be his dragon, probably. Sabor, Branth and Catan. So we don't have access to his dragon. Yeah. It's right behind here, but we can't go in there. This one's closed off, so we don't have access to that one. So that's Sabor. Is there another path here? I think there was just like blocked off or whatever. Oh, so this goes to our place. According to the map, this should be going towards Branth. Maybe this says Branth. Maybe I thought it was our dragon, but maybe it's not. Yeah, okay. It just looked like ours, so I didn't even go in here.
Hello, lad. How's the head?
A bit sore. I don't think Zenth is too happy with me either.
Branth, too. Nothing worse than a dragon with a sore head. I'll bet Natoth is fuming this morning after what Nath did last night.
And what did Nath do?
You don't know? Well, far be it from me to tell you and risk the fellow further embarrassment.
Very well. Zenth tells me I left my knife with you last night.
Did he?
I took it from you after you decided to scribe your name in one of the gaming tables.
That bend in wine was to blame. I hardly ever drink it.
I'd better show you how to use that knife in the way it's intended.
Combat training. I think this is not XCOM. People love the jank, though.
A good idea. I could use the practice.
Yeah, the faces are pretty terrifying. The stupid tank controls are just horrendous.
Right, lad. Arm yourself. Go into your inventory and select the knife.
Okay.
Right. To use the combat stance that Jacob taught us when we were wehrlings, press the action button.
Which one? This one? Alright.
Good. You've kept your form, I see. Whilst holding the action button, you can circle around your enemy by pressing left or right. Give it a try.
I'm sure combat's gonna be completely interesting and fun, right?
Right.
Right.
Now press forward once to do a light attack.
God. Too many use our knife there. We use our other
Easy,
hand.
lad. You nearly ripped my shirt. Now press and hold forward to do a heavy attack. Excellent. Bear in mind, though, that a heavy attack takes longer, and you'll be vulnerable for a moment. Watch your enemy and how they move to gauge when is a good time to strike.
There's like no indication when like a ready attack's ready or
Now try defending.
over like a
Press down to defend at
regular
any
attack.
time. You've remembered well. You can move and attack or defend too. Trying to get around the side of an enemy will give you an advantage. Also, the more you fight, the stronger you'll get.
Is that how it works?
So now my blood's all fired up. Do you want to spar for a while?
Let's do this. Why not? Defend yourself.
Why not? Defend yourself.
That's the spirit. You'll soon forget about that sore head.
Pressing the action button. I gotta hold it, really?
That's enough for today. I'm worn out before I've begun.
Combat is so janky. Strength increased.
The core. You have just earned your first skill.
Really?
There are many more to find on Pern, all of which will give you enhanced abilities. To obtain them all will be a difficult task, as you must find a person with that skill to teach you. Also, you cannot use a new weapon until you are taught how. Press the inventory button to see which skills you have obtained. They are shown on the left. When you find a new one, then that skill badge will appear in its own slot.
No.
Would you like me to repeat that?
You broke the game? Just in like 2 hours? Yeah, no, this is definitely gonna be a game I'll be playing next week. Definitely won't be finishing this one tonight. Good graphics? I don't know. If this is a PS1 game, maybe.
No, but thank you.
October is for horrible games. We're starting October early. You clipped into a wall, now permanently stuck. Alright, so you're basically saying I should save more often. Alright, gotcha. Because I could see that happening easily enough. Get her blood flowing, move each other's shirts off and get worn out. You learned a new skill, Deep Thrust. Knife skill. 40 strength. Serves a VMU cam. Well, if I was emulating, I could just. Most emulators have like a little VMU thing. Now the VMU just says Dragonriders, doesn't say anything else. It's just I didn't see in combats if it shows anything. It's dark here, so I can't really see the VMU too well, but it just says Dragonriders, just a logo, and that's it. Well, not a logo, just a font. There's no info? Yeah, not surprised. Let's see if I can talk to the dragon. Well, we can't talk to him because he probably only telepathically talks to his buddy, and that's it. Oh god, the controls in this game are just anti-aliasing. Well, I'm playing this game for Dreamcast games. I play using an HDMI adapter to the Dreamcast, so it's basically taking the VGA output. So it's definitely sharper than you would normally get. So it's basically 480p. Not that the game runs super fast or anything. Oh, I heard Wikaru. Have a good nap, a good sleep. We look at the cute posters now. You can't change the camera angle anyway. Clop, 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 clop. You'd ripped off the Dreamcast? How so? You can really use the VMU for anything in game. You can use it as a view. It's like maybe a little bit of extra information. That's about it. Oh, and people move around, so it's even more confusing.
When is this meeting going to start?
I guess I gotta get everybody together. Alright, so probably you gotta find that guy's journal. He'll move over here, so... Okay, so let's go out here. We, you two. It's a fantastic idea. Okay, so I guess we're there. Let's go Vihul. A bunch of rooms that have no description.
Good morning, Decor.
Vahul, I didn't see you at Nalaya's farewell last night.
I was on watch. As a consequence, I am exhausted beyond measure.
I take it you had heard about our wing leader calling a meeting.
Of course, and I look forward to it, but first I must rest.
And I don't suppose you've heard anything about Naeth either.
Bits of things passed to Piath from other dragons. I know that Azoth is not happy with Naeth. It is worrying when a dragon dislikes its rider.
I'm sure it's only temporary.
Perhaps. Now, please. The need to sleep is weighing me down.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both.
Of course.
Actually, are you heading down to Fabenzweir? If you are, as I am utterly spent, would you give this skin to him? He and I were talking at great length the other evening about some of the great ballads, and he requested some of them from me.
Sure.
I'm sure I'll bump into him at some point.
Thanks, Decor. My duty to you. If someone could wake me once the meeting starts, I would appreciate it.
Message from Bahul. Let's open it. Is there a quest log? Maybe not. I need to find a journal first. This is better than Elder Scrolls Oblivion. That's probably actually accurate. Oh, so I can trade it, but I can't open it, I guess. Doesn't mark it very well, yeah. I think part of it is, yeah, there's a confusion of like, is this an accessory for the Wii versus like a new console? Like, you know, it wasn't marketed in a way that made it obvious, like, hey, this is a new console. Didn't Xbox basically get some of that same confusion recently with the whole Xbox Series X? You know, they opened pre-orders and people are picking up the Xbox One X because, you know, confusion of the naming schemes, which is kind of totally expected to happen because God knows what the hell they're going for with their naming convention.
Oh,
God,
a dragon rider. Thank the first egg.
What's the matter, Jillian? You seem distressed.
It's my boy, Jim. He's been gone all night and I'm worried out of my mind.
Where was he seen last?
He went to the Werebowl last night to play with Jax and the other children, but never came back.
Better go see if I can find him. It's probably fine. You know what kids are like.
Oh, he's probably fine. You know what kids are like.
Oh, you really think so? This is just so unlike him. I'm sure something's wrong.
Background audio is... The like crying loop there is just really weird thing. Goddamn camera, please. There's nothing else here. Is she even on the map, actually? I figured the room we're in was the one that has like those 4 little alcoves on each side, but looks like we only have this one. There's no name in it. There's one little alcove here, but the other ones are like closed, which is why they don't turn the camera over so you can't actually get to them.
Jim hasn't shown up yet. I'm sick with worry.
Well, I better go and see if I can find him.
Thank you. My husband, Mulan, is already out looking. If you see him, he may be able to help.
Alright. Don't go to the lower level just yet. Let's go to the stores, kitchens, dining area place. So this way. Oh, God damn it! If I can get the camera to help me out here. $60-hour game. Let's hope not. God, I hope this isn't a 60-hour game. If 50 hours of that is fighting the damn camera, and then 10 hours of actual gameplay. Well, it wouldn't be. If each video is 10 to 11 minutes long, then you're looking at 10 hours, not 60 hours. 62 videos, so you're looking at 10 videos or 10 hours. In fact, it says 46 or 26 hours. We'll see. Okay, where are we now? Okay, we should be in the dining area, right? I think. To lower.
Rumor has it we're looking into the holds for impression candidates. What's wrong with the werefolk?
Haram.
I'm pleased that threat is waning. I'm not sure I could take much more combat. I'm pleased that threat is waning. I'm not sure I could take much more combat.
12 videos of 45 minutes, yeah. 10 hours seems like it probably be from the style of gameplay, I wouldn't be surprised 10 hours.
Ooh, my throbbing ear.
What's the matter?
Chef Tom's got a right old temper on him today. I dropped a tray and he belted me. I'm surprised he didn't take my head clean off.
That's unusual for Tom to be in a bad mood.
Apparently, one of the Green Riders, don't recall his name, insulted all of the food that Tom laid out for Nalaya's wake last night. It nearly ended up in a fight. I think I'll need stitches. And look! I've got to clear all this mess up from last night or I'll get another thick ear. You don't want one of these jars, do you? Tom says they should be thrown out, but I think you might find a use of it.
Can I keep a fairy in it? Empty jar. Hidden Chronicles Revenge.
Busy, busy, busy. Tom says I should do less talking, more working.
So at least Hidden Chronicles had, you know, gameplay. Had like passable controls. This one is just, oh, the controls else in here. It's super good. Oh my god. The camera controls too, like just it's so easy to just get totally confused what direction you're heading because the camera just like switches like 3 times in a row. Like, okay, what direction am I pointing now?
My duty to you, sir.
Greetings, Raworth.
I'm sorry, Decor, but the kitchens are not open yet. Come back later if you're still hungry.
Kendrick.
Greetings, Decor. How are you this morning?
A little fragile after Nalaya's wake.
And how is Marath, our gold? Rumor is she may fly her clutch.
Morath is melancholy, yes, but Zenth has not mentioned anything. It is unheard of for a gold to leave a clutch.
Well, I suppose you'd know.
How goes it with the tithe? The Bended wine that came in yesterday was a welcome addition.
I couldn't get it off the cart quick enough. Aye, the tithes seem in order, although there is a great shortage of ores in this last shipment.
As long as we have enough food for the cold, the ores can go hang.
But it's not like the master miner to leave us short. I'll have to ask the trader that brought it in.
Knowledge increased. Hooray. I am getting smarter. I'm almost at level 2. I'm almost conversant. And one of those guys tell us to go see him once we know how to converse. For this area. You and me both, Evil. You and me both. I can feel my brain cells dying more and more. I'm definitely not enjoying the controls anyways. That's the biggest issue right now is the controls and obviously the camera angles. Just, ugh. It's horrible. Alright. Let's go to the gambling room last. Let's go over here. Let's open this room. Emara.
Hello.
Hello,
Emara.
I was just admiring your work.
Thank you. I call it the World of Pern Tapestry. When it's finished, it will show the whole of Pern in fine detail.
That's fascinating. Very beautiful.
In order to complete it, I
Where's she
need
sitting all
someone
of a
very
sudden?
reliable to gather information for me. Someone whose reputation precedes them.
That's some KG sax music. I'm assuming this is the, is this thing here? Yeah. It's fascinating, he said Langley. Burn. Alright. So we can't go in this one. So Brack we got access. Let's go see Neth.
Good morning, Decor. I trust you had a good night last night.
Don't start, Nath. I've had enough from Zenth. Anyway, I heard that your night was better than mine.
I'm so embarrassed, Decor. The news must be all round the weir by now.
Pretty much. But no one seems to be able to tell me what you did.
Well, it's rather a sorry affair. Azoth is ready to mate, and we Green Riders have a tendency to... how shall I put it? Become on edge when our dragons are ready to fly.
And you were on edge last night?
So much so that between Azoth and the Bend and Wine, I think I may have become a bit too forceful in an argument.
How forceful?
I think I drew my knife on someone, but I can't remember who.
By the first egg, what are you going to do?
Well, I would apologize, but I don't know who to apologize to. And I'm afraid to go out of my weir for fear of a dagger in the back. Do you think you could see your way to finding out who it was and apologize on my behalf?
Well, I can find out who it was, but I'm not going to apologize on your behalf. Yeah, it's your mess, you sort of. Fine.
Well, I'm sure it was unintentional. I'll ask around for you.
Thank you, Decor. You do me a great honor.
Reputation increased. I wonder if you can lose stats in this. If I said no, would have like lowered my reputation. 20. I start as honest. Doesn't seem to be too many interactable objects. It's mostly just people you interact with.
Good morning, Decor. You looked like you were having fun last night.
I was, what little I can remember of it.
Nalaya would be pleased to know we celebrated her life so vigorously.
And some more vigorously than others.
You mean Neth? He made a proper display of himself, so I hear. I didn't see anything but rumors of flying this morning about him and one of the kitchen staff.
Yes, I've already spoken to Neth. Apparently he...
Never mind that now. I'm glad you've arrived, Decor. I found this book in the gambling hall last night, and I don't quite know what to do with it. I don't know who it belongs to.
Journal.
I think I know. Lockin, the librarian, has lost his diary. It may belong to him.
Would you take it to him, Decor? I have to oil that off.
You can oil me anytime. Is this our dad? The other dude?
Of course.
Thanks, Decor.
Okay, so she mentioned kitchen staff, so maybe you have to go to the kitchen to apologize to the dude.
Decor?
Yes?
Do you know what day it is? The same day it was when you found me that pearl last term.
Your name day?
Could be, Decor, could be. But don't worry yourself with it. I'm sure you have more important things on your mind.
Decor, you remember what trouble that caused last turn, don't you? You spent days searching for a pearl, letting your wear duties slip. Bronzes and greens are never...
I know, Zenth. I know.
Good. We do have more important things to do than fishing, Decor.
Last year we gave her a pearl, this year we want to give her a pearl necklace. Let's go see the kitchen. This game seems very jank so far. Interesting, the combat seemed like it sucked ass when I tried it for a little bit there. Control seemed like completely unusable, so that'll be interesting. Oh. So I figure the kitchens are open now.
I hope you don't mind me saying so, sir, but you should stay away from Tom Keating today. He's in a right foul mood.
Has someone insulted his food again?
Yes, sir. And you know how protective Tom is over his food.
It is good for a man to take pride in his work.
Surely it is. And it only takes a small insult from a Green Rider to upset old Tom. Oh, listen to me. My apologies. I've spoken out of turn. I must get back to work.
Tom Bombadil.
I suppose you're here to insult my breakfast spread. Meat rolls not good enough for you, eh?
I have no quarrel with you, Tom. Your food has always been of the highest quality.
Tell that to your arrogant friend Zenth. Too much salt here, this claw's too bitter, the herd beast tastes rancid. It nearly came to blows.
You have to understand, Zenth's green is ready to mate, and that sets a rider on edge. I've spoken to him earlier, and he deeply regrets what he's done.
But he attacked me!
For which he is truly sorry. He didn't mean what he said.
Ah, well, maybe he had a point about the herd beast tasting off. The last lot was a feeble-looking bunch.
So he's forgiven?
For the time being. But if he ever does it again, I'll hang his hide out to dry.
His
I'll
face
pass
is...
the message on.
Talking of passing messages, if you're going to Fort Hold in the near future, I've got an errand I'd like you to run. Seeing as I forgave your friend and all, I figure you Dragon Riders owe me a favor.
Reputation increase. Knowledge increased. What was the message? The knowledge leveled up. It's not conversant. So maybe I can talk to that dude now. Kinda looks like retrograde Dom.
Find out if you're going to Fort Hold and then come and see me.
God, that face is just horrible.
Oh, Decor! Come to help me with my hatching ceremony preparations. We need a meal big enough for a dragon.
What do you want from me? Who's even looking at?
A dragon-sized meal? Sounds good, Roma. What do you want from me?
What do I want? Why, ingredients, Decor, ingredients!
Ingredient?
That's what I said. Ingredients. Lots of them. Here's the list. You'd better write this down. Don't want you bringing back the wrong things now, do we?
I will write them in my journal, Roma, but I'm sure I can remember them.
That's the spirit, lad. Well, for starters, I need nettleweed, featherfoot, and a whole bundle of flax.
Well, that's not too bad.
My, you're funny, Decor. I also need some old wine of at least 60 turns. Red wine, that is.
I know, right? Okay. Is that it?
Is that all?
No, that's not all. You must also find me 4 tunnel snake eggs and, 2 nice big wary eggs for old Rome.
Wary eggs?
indeed. That should be about it. Now you be off now and let me cook. Return here if you find any of those ingredients. But remember, we have some time yet before the ceremony, so you make sure you get all those other more important things done first.
He was saying, like, I'll write down my journal, but I don't have a journal. Was I supposed to find that in my room, maybe? Should go see if there's a journal somewhere.
Morning, Decor. What it will be this morning?
I think this head of mine.
I need something for this head of mine.
Too much wine, eh? I've just the thing. My own personal cure.
What's in it? Nothing dangerous, I hope.
You'll have to wait and see.
Fun cure for headaches.
I'm hungry. What do you have to eat?
We have one pie left and a few meat rolls and some fresh fruit.
Of the pie.
The pie sounds good.
The meat pie it is. Anything else? I can't give you any more, or there'll be none left for anyone else.
Maybe somebody wants like a specific food and probably trade it for another food if we don't have the right one. I don't think anybody mentioned wanting a specific food yet, so... Is it tradable? No, it's instant. My health back. 20% health. Is this... There you go. Full heal. We get more?
I can't give you any more, or there'll be none left for anyone else.
Alright. Let's go back to our room and just want to see if maybe we missed a journal or something. Because the way he was talking made it sound like, it made it sound like we were supposed to have a journal at this point. God, I love loading screens. Loading, loading, loading. This guy's journal.
Oh, you found my journal. And I went and had a new one made. Crack dust!
Okay, so we get to use this one.
I've no use for this new one now. You may as well have it.
There we go.
Thanks. I'm sure it will come in handy.
Yes, it will.
Every time something important happens, you should write it down. But you must learn how to scribe before you can write anything. Now, where did I put that skin?
Wait, so we gotta like raise our knowledge probably, so we can actually write in our journal or something. Item lost. But it just said I have a journal. Well, it's not under knowledge. You have to go talk to that guy. Now we can converse. Maybe he'll teach us how to scribe. It's probably like one of these skills or something. Like a scribe skill or something. And learn how best to write it.
Now, has that journal been of use? Remember, you must learn to scribe before you can use it.
This camera angle is creepy. Who's the dude who wanted to converse with us? He's like, oh, you need to be able to converse before I talk to you. This guy. He'll teach us.
Yes, Weldecor. I am Vakai, your weir leader. Our weir woman, Nalaya, is dead, and I fear the weir is moving towards dark times. We must all be vigilant and loyal.
Yes, sir.
I am a busy man, Decor, and I am sure you have many things to do. Our first task is to find a replacement weirwoman, and I believe there may be up to 10 suitable candidates around Pern. Find them.
I will do my best.
Now go. Learn all there is to learn, see all there is to see. And Decor.
Yes?
Stay out of trouble. I will talk to you again sometime.
Alright, well, I guess he doesn't teach us. It's having fun? Oh yes, it's so fun. Yeah, that's the problem, right? It'd be nice to get the journal before I finish tonight. If I know,
Stay out of trouble.
Teach me to scribe.
Again sometime.
I don't think I've run into any characters yet. I figured this guy, because I mean, you know, we had to like converse with them or something. We had to get our knowledge up enough before you'd even speak to us. Maybe that lady, if I try going back into this back room again. I think a library would be the best place to find a scribe.
Did you not hear me the first time? No entry.
Fine. Alright, let's go around and talk to more people. Let's get 2 people at the meeting now.
When is this meeting going to start?
It will probably start once Naeth has plucked up the courage to emerge from his weir. He's convinced someone wants to exact a terrible revenge on him.
Well, you can go back and talk to him now. I'll finish that quest. Need to find a scribe. Go to Ne'eth.
Decor, what news?
Well, Tom isn't too happy with you, but you're in the clear.
Tom? The cook? Oh, this is some sort of bad dream. He'll poison my claw for sure.
Fret not, my friend. The air is cleared, and your claw will be poison-free. Although you've done his herd beast a great disservice.
The bubbly pies were fine. It was the herd beast that tasted foul. Did you not taste it yourself? Bitter to the bone.
Bendon wine took away most of the taste, I'm afraid.
Well, thank you, Decor. I suppose I'd better go and apologize myself.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I have some news for you.
Oh, yes.
Azoth thinks she may have found a potential werewoman within the were. She seems to be a little more sensitive than the other greens.
Azoth?
Really? Who?
Ramala Kendrick, the craftsman's daughter. She is out of the weir for the next couple of days, but perhaps you could talk to her when she returns. It would be good to find a new werewoman within the weir.
Isn't Ramla this lady? God damn it. Camera, stop. Ugh, why? Oh, it's Imara, never mind.
Perhaps you could help me now, Dragon Rider. You appear to me as someone I can rely on. What name do you go by?
Is that because her reputation
My name
went
is Decor, and if I can be of any service...
Well, during your travels, you must see a lot of this world. If you can return here every once in a while, I'm sure you can answer any questions I might have regarding places and events.
I can try.
Oh god, this is gonna be a quiz
Thank
type
you.
thing. I'm screwed. God, what direction am I now? Fuck. I think this is heading towards the gambling room. Let's go there later. Let's go check out these rooms here first. Slan.
I hear Sabor is calling a meeting. Will you be there?
Of course.
I suppose I'll have to attend as well. Although I can't stand to be in the same room as the man. He sickens me.
He's blind in an eye.
Such bitterness is not good for the wing salon. You should curb your anger.
I lost my eye down to that fool's incompetent orders. He does not know how to control his wing during thread battle. And one day I'll make him regret what he did to me.
Thread is an unpredictable foe. I have no love for Sabor either, but you cannot blame him for Thread.
Well, he's a lot nearer than the Red Star. And to have that blackguard Catan take my place as wing second just because they believe I am no longer suitable for duty. Apparently my eyesight affects my ability to fight.
Salone, why are you so angry?
I apologize. I suppose Nalaya's death was a bigger blow than I first assumed. And with Ne'eth's timely performance last night...
Yes, I've spoken to him about that. I'll leave you for the time being. You look like you need to be alone. I'll see you at the meeting.
Yes, you will.
What's my knowledge at this point? Knowledge is almost at level 3. I'm almost knowledgeable. Reputation is reliable. That's probably why that lady there gave me, or told me, like, yeah, go see me. My strength sucks, so I haven't done any fighting yet. Other than the tutorial battle. Nobody here? This is Lita's room. It's time to do some gambling.
Here to lose money to this gambling fool?
Aye, and a share of my wits too, knowing the way he plays.
Are you calling me a cheat?
No, just a man who's unreasonably lucky with dice.
Well, I shall leave you to it. I'll see you at Sabor's meeting later on.
I suppose, although I think the more traditional among us will not like what he has to say.
Decor, you're up early. I bet your head feels a bit thread-beaten, doesn't it?
I felt better.
Now, about that gambling debt you owe me.
Gambling debt? I must have been drunk.
The look on your face. You were right, Timon. That was a good prank. You have no debt, lad. At least not with me.
You're sharply in here this morning.
The dice were unfair last night. I need to cover my losses, and Timon here offered to play a few rounds with me.
And we nearly lost our table too when you decided to carve your name in it.
Until Catan stayed your hand.
My apologies. Well, I shall leave you men to it.
Clear skies and fair weather, Decor.
These characters. Alright, what do we got here? We got Tamen, Faben, the Tool. Tamen's right here, so. Uncanny Valley. This game's pretty far out of the Uncanny Valley. It's just ugly as hell valley. Uncanny Valley usually like they look mostly human. It's like you know, something looks kind of wrong, so it just kind of sets off like a creepiness. This is clearly not, you know, human looking characters.
Oh, it's you. What do you want?
The second facial animation Deus Ex, yeah. We talked for a while.
I wanted to talk for a while.
I suppose you've heard about this meeting with Spore?
As is every writer, I presume.
I think it's disgraceful that we have to lower ourselves to look for inferior stock in the holds. It is breaking tradition.
If breaking tradition allows us to have a new werewoman and save the future of our dragons, then so be it.
But the were has always bred people for impression. Especially the werewoman.
Why are you so afraid of change? Do you think that now the holds and halls have little use for us, they will begin to question our purpose?
Never. The Dragonriders are the only reason their homes have not been razed to the ground and their flesh seared from their bones.
And they should be grateful? They do provide for us after all. It's a fair exchange.
Wary teeth, man. The riders are superior in every respect. Apart from some idiot greens like Nueth. There are some characters out for his blood after his escapade last night.
A different voice actor.
No one seems to be able to tell me what he did. I think Sabor may have something to say on the matter.
Shells, man. Spore is a fool, as are most of the riders here. Always talking about how things must change with the times. Well, I'm too long in the tooth to start thinking differently. The current ways have lasted for hundreds of turns for a good reason. They won't change now. You'll see.
Whatever you say, Faben. I can see there's no point in arguing with you.
I'll be there as soon as I've finished reading these ballads. Actually, Vahul said he would lend me one of his, but he hasn't got around to it. If you see him, could you get it for me?
Didn't he give me something to give to this guy?
He already asked me to deliver it to you.
Oh, I see. Well, give it here, lad. Don't dally.
The voice actor is like different. There's like 2 different voice actors to this guy.
Right. Thanks. You can go now.
He knows this is an RPG. Totally does. Wait, you don't speak with your lips, with your teeth showing every time? You don't curl back your lips and just speak without, using your lips? Welcome back, Avaris.
Can't a man read in peace?
Oh, scribing room, okay. So lower level, I guess. That's where we want to go for scribing. Well, let's go finish off this level here. I got the tool, and then we'll go to the lower levels. Didn't you repair your glasses? What's wrong with your glasses? I need a new pair. Mine are getting pretty scratched up, so... Okay, I don't have access to that one. I don't know if these rooms open up after a certain time or what. Let's make a save here. Screwing on one of the earpiece is broken and went straight. Oh, that sucks. Duct tape. Oops. This way. I think. Maybe. Stuck on something. Okay, go. What the hell? I went running like a... I had to go pretty far before the camera decided, like, oh, I should switch camera angles now. It's confusing as hell. Is it a crossbow? Sneaking out. Not really sneaking out if you open the doors wide open like that.
Decor, I take it Zenth told you your riding gear was ready.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Here.
Maybe he did, I don't know.
Nasty marks on the hide. And you got through that without a scratch?
A little bruise, but nothing to worry about. That jacket has lasted me for countless turns. It must have been the hide of the most stubborn were on Pern. Garon's wing has taken over threat fighting duty now, anyway. So I suppose that is the end of the action for me.
I'm sure something's just round the corner to keep you busy.
I have a feeling you may be right.
Your riding gear. Looks like some sort of bondage mask. Do you get to wear it and interact with people?
Haven't got time to talk, Decor. Feels like I have the whole of the weir's clothing to fix.
I want to look at his scary face all the time now. Talk to people in bondage. I'm a ninja.
I can't concentrate on this writing with people hanging over my shoulder.
Funny, please
Well, I'm
just...
sorry to have disturbed you.
Oh my, a Dragonrider. Forgive me, sir. I meant no offense.
You're forgiven. What are you doing?
It'd be funny if he
I'm
muffled
here
his
from
voice
Harper Hall
instead.
to deliver a new batch of skins to the Wereleader's personal collection. However, I forgot a couple of important ballads, so I'm scribing them now.
So you're a scribe. I don't suppose you could take some time to show me your skills.
I suppose so, seeing as you're a Dragonrider. I don't do this for everyone, you know.
It would be hilarious.
Of course, and I appreciate it.
You already have a journal, so I can give you this ink stylus to use to scribe in it. Write small, as skins are precious, and write often, as information is even more so.
That's all there is? Write small and write often?
Well, yes. You can view your journal at any time by pressing the journal button. Whenever something
There's
very
no journal
important
button.
happens, you should update your journal.
Well, let's put it into practice.
Journal updated special. Yeah, now we actually have a quest log. Oh god. It's what's the meaning of the Dragonriders. Okay, so now I guess all the previous quests show up in there too, which is good. Must remember to visit Chasm Dorn lower levels. Got that. My riding gear through Dorn. Quest complete. Mishra guards the entrance of Kai's private room. Looks like he has some interesting skins in there. I'm sure my charm will win her over eventually. Okay, so I probably just have to raise my reputation, and then she'll let us in. Says I should return after I'm more of a conversant, which we did. And watch online is exhausted. I've delivered a ballad of Fibin for him. Fibin, which I did. Delivered the message. First ballad of the skin will calm his temper somewhat. Complete quest. And that named Jim has been out all night. His mother fears him lost. Jackson, the other children. Werewolf should know more. I haven't seen any other children. What about the dude who, like... Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, it's like... So I guess these pages get filled in as you do those quests. It's kind of a confusing quest log. You have to, like, scroll through pages just to even see. The tides are short. It's unusual how to find a question trader brought him in. Mara's weaving wonderful tapestry. Like, help. Mara thinks I'm reliable. She asks me to return to her periodically. That thinks I may have offended someone. Okay, well, I did that. Tom. Quest complete. It's Leia's, Leia's name day. So we gotta find a pearl in the lakes and shores. You can call favor for favor. Roma, okay, there you go. It's the ingredients. Potential werewomen on Pern. That told me to Guatemala. Tensions. Take the dice off of them. Okay, that's it. It's 40 pages. It's not going any further. Yeah, it's apparently tied on the novel series, but it's not made in association with the original author. It's more like they had the license for the series, so they kind of did their own thing based on the universe. Yankton dice, yep. Oh, I haven't seen any children. I don't know if I should be going out there. Oops. So you need to be like loyal or trustworthy for her to let us into that room. To the wearable. Explore the wearable. I could also talk to my dragon too. He probably gives us some clues of what to do next, kind of thing. There's a spot about like the current location. Where bowl, there bowl. Here a bowl, there a bowl, everywhere bowl, bowl. We're outside now. I suppose we have a map of this area. Do not. This place is even worse to have tank controls in. Jacob.
Ah, hello, Decor. How are you today?
A little sore-headed, Jacob. And yourself?
Can't complain. Though I still wish I was up there, fighting Thread instead of being warebound.
How are your injuries?
Master Healer says they're as good as they're going to get. Thread's nasty when it gets you. My back and sides burn constantly. Sabor says he doesn't want me up there again, so I train the next lot of riders down here.
And you train well.
You were a good student, Decor. Do you remember that trick of how to speak to your dragon?
Remind me.
Remind me.
Ah, it's quite a good trick. You can talk to Zenth at any time by pressing the dragon button.
Fourth wall breaking.
Zenth can tell you a little more about where you are and what you must do in each location. You can fly between locations too.
What?
Also, you can view the world map. Would you like me to repeat that?
No.
No, I've got it.
Ah, good. Well, have a good day, Decor. No doubt I'll see you around. I won't be going far.
Can we fly?
Yes, Decor.
I'm ready to leave. Run Fort Ware, you're home. Tell me much.
Yes, Decor.
Fly.
I'm ready to leave.
Ah. Boo, I wanted to fly. He's like, no flying for you. Some sort of verb. I don't know which one. Some sort. Yeah, we're wearing our outfit. I can switch back to no outfit, but but why would I do that? I want to see his freaky face. See if anybody here, anybody here has a map for this area. Or what the poppin' range is. Yeah, probably have to be before an NPC shows up. Well, that close. He's not there, he's not there, he's not there, he is. There's a lot of loading screens in this game. Fancy music. Ramala, that's that girl we had to potential werewoman or whatever.
Oh, you startled me.
Hello, Ramala.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No matter.
I wonder why he startled her.
You must be Decor.
How can you tell?
I am. And you are?
I am Ramala, the daughter of Kendrick the Craftmaster.
Ne'eth's Reem. Azov has told me of this one. She has the makings of a werewoman.
It's so weird with this outfit on.
Well met, Ramala. I'm glad to have found you here.
Really?
The dragons have noted that you are suitable for the golden egg.
Me? A candidate for werewoman?
It would seem so. If you are interested, then you should begin to prepare yourself.
Yes, of course. I'll make my way to the hatching ground straight away.
Reputation increased. Let's get our level went up to. Potential werewoman found. Didn't see like a reputation level up, just increased, but the blue thing went to 2 now, so yes, I'm. No, I don't think I've leveled up yet. Or no, wait. What level does it go to 2? It's hard to tell with these colors. Like, I'm definitely at least level 2 knowledge. Because it seems like the next level just kind of gets brighter and brighter when you're closer, and it, there's no... like, I'm assuming level 3 is 250. So we're at least reliable now. So maybe we can go into that, that back room now. I am the Gimp. Yes. Let's take this outfit off for now. Nothing in this house. It'll be like 20 minutes for loading screens. The joys. That's right, walk right through the door. Let's go see what this guy wants over here. Miller.
Stuck again! Stuck again! Always getting stuck it is!
What seems to be the problem here?
Where'd you get it stuck this time?
Something's got lodged in the mechanism, so it has. Would take someone of formidable strength to budge it.
Context. I got it stuck in the mechanism again. Damn zippers, I hate those zippers. Alpha gameplay.
Take somebody of formidable strength to do it, I fear.
Yes, I need to raise my strength. Can I raise my strength by attempting it?
I just can't seem to move it. Take somebody of formidable strength to do it, I fear.
What's that now? Take somebody of formidable strength to do it. Is that like level 2 strength? Formidable, wow. Like all the way, I'm assuming he doesn't need level 8 here. This is like the last thing you do in the game with your strength. God damn it, where's the path? Oh, there it is. Let's go down the well.
The core. I can feel your struggle. You are too weak to do
Really?
this.
I'm too weak to...
Try again when you have greater strength.
I'm too weak to raise a water bucket? That's sad. I haven't done any other combat. I mean, I need to do combat to raise my strength. How?
I'd swear that these beasts chew up firestone faster than I can break it. I'd swear that these beasts chew up firestone faster than I can break it.
You're an unfamiliar face, friend. What brings you to Fort Ware?
I'm the head of the tithe caravan, as brought the tithes here yesterday.
That bend in wine was much appreciated, although some of us are suffering for it today.
An additional treat I thought you may enjoy.
Kendrick says that the tide was short of ore. What do you know of this?
All that I know is the master miner didn't give us the proper tithe share. Said that pickings had been slim in the mines.
Those mines are bottomless. The master miner has said so himself. I shall bring the matter up with the Ware leader, and we shall see what must be done.
I bet Master Smith Hall has some big project on at the moment. I'll warrant that's where it's gone.
And not inform either party? I think not.
Knowledge level up. So we're now knowledgeable. Did I need knowledge for anything else? Don't think we had anything else that needed knowledge.
Hello, I'm Jax.
Are you now?
Where's Daxter?
I want to be a dragon rider one day. Do you think I can do it? I'll practice hard and everything.
It's not about practice. It's about who the dragon chooses to be with.
Well, I'm sure a dragon would want to be with me.
You don't say, cow, you don't say.
Oh, hello. I've not done anything wrong, have I?
Not that I know of. Do you know where Jim is? His mother said he was playing with you, and now he's gone.
He said something about going to trap tunnel snakes in the dark caves. We told him it was dangerous, but he didn't listen. He said he'd done it lots of times before.
The dark caves? Where are they?
Jax over there knows. He dares kids to go in there to show how brave they are.
They're at Jax. Where'd Jax go? Oh, well, I thought it was a cutscene there. I'm like waiting for something to happen. I just happened to be like just barely moving to the camera angle.
Jax, I'd like to talk with you. I've heard that you may know where Jim is.
Jim? Yeah, he went to the dark caves to trap tunnel snakes. He's brave, but not as brave as me.
I wouldn't call putting your life in danger brave. Where are these caves?
On the other side of the wheelbow. I can give you a map if you like.
Yes, please.
I'm sure a map will be useful.
Here, I drew it myself. It shows all the secret tunnels and everything.
Secret tunnels?
Thanks.
Don't go near. Our little secret bridge, tunnel snakes, big steps, map of the dark caves, more snakes.
Jim! Jim! It's no good. I think he's too far in.
Any idea how to get these boards off?
The only way I can think of is to smash them.
Smash the boards. You get the dude who's like using the pickaxe over there. Yes, he's dead. He's been crushed. Game over, man. You took too long. Let's see what this guy says here. Jillian.
I ain't opening the gates for no dragon rider. You
It's
can
double
jolly
negative.
well fly over the top. This gate is for tithe caravans only. I see you have a gathering jar on you. My daughter Imogen uses them to collect trundle bugs. Says she wants 6 of them. Can you believe it?
6.
Don't know what's got into her. She should be preparing herself for the hatching ceremony, not dilly-dallying with insects. If you spot any, it would be good of you to bring them to me.
I hope I don't have to go
But
back
how do
and
I
forth.
catch them? And
Oh,
where are
three
they
bugs.
found?
They could be anywhere, and to catch them, you'll need one of these. You may as well have it. I've had it on me for 15 turns and never once needed it.
How do I use it?
What did you even give me?
Just select the crossbow and press the
crossbow?
action button. To return from that mode, simply press cancel. You only have darts available, and they're only really good against tiny animals. I think you can buy quarrels, but I'm not sure.
Thanks. I'm sure it'll come in useful.
Remember, if you catch any bugs in that there jaw, bring them straight back here.
Crossbow. Hooray. Legend returns. No, I have 10 darts. What happens if I use up my darts? Cannot shoot at innocents. Doesn't even let me shoot at anything else. Yes, it doesn't seem like it even lets me shoot. So I can't really waste them. Can't just like shoot anywhere. Oh god, it's like friggin' inverted controls too. Left and right. Up and down, I should say. No, it's not inverted. I don't know. I don't know what I thought it was. Felt like it was for a second, but... Let's go see this guy over here.
I'd swear that these beasts chew up firestone faster than I can break it.
Hal, there's a boy lost in the dark caves. I'll need to borrow your hammer to break through the boards.
What? But I got all this firestone to break.
I haven't got time to discuss this with you, Hal. I need that hammer.
Fine. Here. But I'll make sure that Jacob's wrath falls on your head when he hasn't got his firestone to train his werelings. And bring it back when you're done.
So Carlos, there's a boy that's stuck. But I need this to break some rocks. I know. Animations are just... Is this like a weapon? No. Wait, I actually used a dart? Maybe when I tried to shoot it at the girl? I'll see the hammer anywhere. Oh, it's right there, usable. Let's see if I can raise my strength a bit too. Oh. Trade to this guy.
We need something to smash the boards open with.
But I have the hammer. Like I used this right, different button. It's confusing. Yeah, the camera angles suck. Let's probably raise my strength.
I used to mine these caves many years ago, so I know the lie of the outer ones. Come on, follow me.
No, and raise my strength. Should I give this guy this? Maybe I have to go give this guy his hammer back. Before we go in there, let's go see this big hole over here. Curious where that leads. If you can even go in there. Leave the kid to rot. Bring his corpse back to his mom. Hatching grounds. Cilia.
I wouldn't disturb Morath if I were you.
That was the last thing on my mind. How is she?
Nalea's death hit her hard. She has become very introverted. I'm worried as she eats too little for her frame.
How fares the golden egg?
Morath seems to be tending to it more than the others. I'd wager we have about a week until it hatches.
Then finding a suitable candidate is of paramount importance. Thank you, Cilia.
Is that like a water dripping effect? It's really loud.
Dakar?
Yes?
I wonder, would you look after this for me? I haven't the time to tend another egg, even if it is somewhat smaller.
I suppose.
It will take someone knowledgeable to be able to hatch it, and I want you to try.
Very well. Thank you, Cilia.
Bring that
fire lizard, Dakor. Look after it well.
Just gotta bring that to the those fire sands that are in our house. What is with that freaking water dripping sound? Fuck. That's loud. Yeah, 50% is loud. Yeah, the models are. It's the textures more than anything. It's hard to tell where something starts and where something ends. Mala.
Dakor, greetings.
Someone to talk with.
Ramala, just the person I wanted to talk with.
Really? How can I help? Is there a problem with the ceremony?
Nothing of the sort. I simply wanted to learn more about you and make sure you understood your responsibilities.
Oh.
It's close-ups.
Well, I have been speaking with many werefolk, and I understand fully the demands of a werewoman. I am so pleased to have this chance to impress. I feel I would make such a contribution to the were if I was chosen.
What would be your contribution?
Strength, firmness, and
Firmness,
to
all
encourage
right.
commitment between all the holds and weirs throughout Pern.
They are worthy ideas, Ramula. Thank you.
It's fun. I'm supposed to find like 10 people, 10 women going to the were leader, dude. No, we're supposed to find 10 girls. Alright, let's go. Music is pretty loud. Yeah, that water dripping, like, what the hell? I want to go bring this back to our house, but we're gonna have to go through like 6 loading screens to get there. This fire lizard egg. Hmm. Let's go see if we can give this guy his hammer back. Oh, it's just gone. Oh, it is.
I'm going to be in so much trouble if Jacob hasn't got his firestone.
No. Guess we gotta keep it. Just in case you got more boards to break, I guess, inside. Well, might as well go in here. We'll have to go back eventually anyway, so... We get to fight some stuff, raise our strength. Play more of that janky combat.
You've got a knife. We can waste no more time. Let's go. Come on. I don't remember this passage being blocked.
Are you sure we've come the right way?
Of course I'm sure. This wall, it must be formed from a recent cave-in. Maybe we can break through it. Come on!
This guy's supposedly weak. I don't know if he's
Come on!
not that weak. Our little secret. We can't use this here. But why not? It's like a save before we start fighting stuff. I don't know if health is easy to come by, so... Is that one of those bugs we have to capture with the crossbow? Pressing the button, nothing's happening. Okay, but It's going down. The fuck? There's like absolutely no indication that I'm using darts. Like it's not even making a sound or anything. It's just it's just going down. The hell kind of bullshit is that? Not sure if that's the things I have to capture in the jar or what. I mean, it looks like doesn't look like a bug. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be hitting it. So I just wasted a whole bunch of darts for nothing. Especially considering the game has like zero indication you're actually using the darts. Yeah, it was just there for like a split second. It's like Dark Angel.
Come on!
Did Dark Angel actually had good music?
Come on!
I should reload because I used up all
This
those
is as
darts.
far as I know. We never crossed these bridges as they were in ill repair and dangerous. I suppose they could support the weight of a child, though.
I'll go ahead, you stay here. We'd only be putting both ourselves in danger. If Jim's in there, I'll find him.
Be careful. Run across this bridge lest it collapse behind you.
There's another little secret spot over there.
Get blankets and a healer, we may need them. When I find Jim, we'll find another way out. Go!
I'm sure it's because I lowered the volume of the sound effects. It's like you think that bridge would have made some sort of sound effect after I ran past it. Just collapsed like soundlessly behind me. Oh god, yeah, maybe not. I think 50% sound seems about right. The water is a little loud. Yep. As long as it's just tunnel snakes and not trouser snakes. Kind of getting close to the thing. Strength increased. Gotta try to fight things at this camera angle's nightmare. There's like a secret over here. Yeah, like right around the corner here. Unless this is the secret. I mean, his map is maybe not one-to-one. Seeing an interaction thing come up, but right here. Oh, right here. Oh, some dirts.
Hey! Hey! Over here!
Jim, are you alright?
I think so. The tunnel snakes chased me in here. I'm stuck.
Is there another way round?
Go back where you came from and take the other passage. I think that leads round. And keep an eye out for my trapping basket. I dropped it around there somewhere.
What? I can't just walk in here? I wonder what happens if Can I fall to my death here? No. Some weird ass music. The fuck? What is with this music? I think I prefer no music, thank you. And now the music's gone. I'm sorry, music. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Yeah, the faces in this are very interesting, to say the least. Can't see anything. Platforming. Except we're not doing the platforming. The game's doing it for us, thank God. It feels like those glowing things were the bugs that were supposed to attack, but those darts do absolutely nothing. And there's like absolutely no indication whether you shot or not. It's just like suddenly your numbers go down. Yeah. So let's shrink that now. 110. We're standard now. We're not weak anymore. We've got standards.
Decor, I can feel your frustration. The boulder is too heavy. You will have to return when you are stronger.
Can I like lift the bucket out of the well now with my standard strength? Let's go back here because this feels like it's the right path. So let's go the other way and see the other path I could have taken. Which might take an hour. Just gotta wait for these animations to play. That face, what the hell? Combat just makes no sense at all in this. I'm sure these are the bugs, but I can't catch them with those darts. There's like zero indication you're shooting a dart, other than your dart number going down. And I'm sure I've like aimed directly at them and fired, and nothing happens. I'll check the manual after the stream, which won't be that much longer. I love how there's like absolutely no sound during combat. Strength increase. What is this music? It's like random screaming just for the hell of it. Some sort of herb. Is that like list of ingredients we need there? Right. 4 total eggs. I have 1 bundle of flax. 2 wary eggs. Maybe those herbs I keep finding are like the bundle of flax. It doesn't look like flax, but feather fern, nettle bead could be one of those. I don't know. Well, this game has tons to do with dragons. It's right there.
Yes, the core.
Tell me about
What can you
this
tell me of this place?
place. It's your home decor. What? So we'll eventually be leaving this place with dragons. Just don't know when that's gonna happen. Seems like we have to get everybody in the meeting first. Once the meeting happens, then probably we'll be able to travel. Make another save here and see if I can capture these stupid little lizard things, which I'm sure these are the bugs, because I haven't seen any other bugs. They don't look like bugs, they look like friggin' geckos, but what's the other choice? But I don't know if I have to hit it with multiple darts, especially since there's zero indication you're actually hitting it. I don't know what the range is, maybe I need like more range? Have ammunition for weapon. See, that's the thing, like, you fire and there's like zero indication you're firing anything, like, at all. Guess there's no load, is there? Quick game, I guess. There's zero feedback, like, how do you make a crossbow that has no feedback when you use it? gotta be something else. These must not be the bugs, but I mean, I haven't seen any other bugs anywhere else unless you have to find them somewhere else. This game fun? Not really, no. It's gotta be this thing. Like, what else could it be? Actually, maybe this journal has a photo of them. Yeah. It's based on the series, but as far as I'm aware, it has no, there's like no input from the author. So it's basically about as separate as it can be. Okay, that's probably what it is. So yeah, it's definitely not this thing then. So the question is, are they in this cave? Maybe those things kind of give you an indication there's one nearby, kind of thing. I don't know. Oh, there's one. I'm assuming that's got to be one. Where's that? Damn it. It's too far. It's gonna be a nightmare with this stupid camera system. Where'd it go? Especially since, like, when you go into this view, you have like a limit of how far you can turn. So you have to turn your character and then try shooting again. Damn it, where'd it go? Got him. A brown trundle bug in a jar. Only one trundle bug, really? You gotta deliver them one at a time? Oh, that's bullshit. How small was this damn jar? Yeah, this is a hit to tank the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast needed a great game to keep it going. This was not it. So those bugs are easy to miss. They're pretty small. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't go back. Shit. Well, I guess I'll have to come back here later. If there's any more. Yeah, load times. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the game, obviously, but yeah, this one here has a lot of load times. I'm sure it's gonna be a bigger thing in the PS2 generation. I mean, I didn't notice it that much on the PS1 generation. There's obviously some load times, but nothing that was just like, oh man, you know, just let the loading end. Oh, you don't want to play the bad games? Yeah, I don't blame you. Gotta play only the 2s out of 5s. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of discs. I mean, the PS2 has more memory, let's say, than PS1 did, but yeah, I mean, you got a full DVD worth of data, unless you're streaming something like a video or whatever. You gotta load a lot, like large areas and whatnot. My strength level up at all? Like any more than it was before? Let's find out.
Decor, I can feel your frustration.
I'm surprised you can't even skip dialogue like this.
Is too heavy. You will have to return when you are stronger.
Have to reset the entire Xbox. Oh yeah. There is experience system. Like we have, there's obviously a health system as you fight things. At 76% right now. You get knowledge, reputation, strength. Strength is gained by fighting things. And you need a certain level of strength to do certain actions. Like there's like a well that we have that we're probably strong enough for right now. There's something else we have to like pull something out of a mill. This boulder here, we need to be strong enough to do that. Reputation and knowledge you gain by doing quests, generally. And a lot of quests have like a minimum amount required before they even let you do something. So you basically have to do a couple other quests and then like, you know, you have a high enough level to do this other quest. Strength increased. Strength level up. There we go. Just drink that now. We are now strong. I wonder if we're strong enough to push that boulder we passed. Yeah, maybe. Let's hope so.
Decor, I can feel your frustration. The boulder is too heavy. You will have to return when you are stronger.
40 minutes of Monster Hunter Rise, huh? Is that one closer to the original Monster Hunter games, or is it kind of Monster Hunter World-esque? Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with those glowing iguana things. I thought those were the bugs. But then I saw like a little tiny bug. Luckily there was a picture in the so I thought maybe they were bugged, no pun intended. I couldn't kill them. And there's like zero indication when you fire a crossbow in this game. Like you pull out the crossbow, you press the X button. It fires a dart, but there's no indication. Like, you don't see a dart fly across the screen. There's no sound. There's no, like, effect. It just uses up a dart. I don't even know anything happened. I can't use this here. I mean, this is clearly where I need to use this. Fine. Trouble's a bit loose. That did nothing. Crush the kid. Alright, apparently that would have happened. So what would happen there? Would I like died instantly? Or would I have gotten close and then the thing would have closed in front of me, it would have prevented me from moving? A little bit of delay there. Some strong pressure. It's more world-esque. Still the gathering animation is gone. Oh yeah. Lots of freedom where you can move now. Turn over the wall in the base area. Oh yeah? That's pretty cool.
You made it. I knew someone would come for me.
Oh, by the first egg, did you get trapped in here?
Tunnel snakes chased me in. I'm lucky they didn't get under the door.
We cannot go back that way. The bridge is gone.
But there's got to be another way out of here.
Stupid kid. Damn camera angles, please. I think the camera just like changes like 3 times, like boom boom. It's like, what direction was I going? Let's through the bar to activate the brakes, but it's rusted closed. Use this again. When in doubt, use the hammer. Shows the sledgehammer is broken. Great. There wasn't the end. He jumped in the lava and this is a quick way to end it all if we need to. Won't have to starve to death. So did I... Minecart, look where the tracks lead. Right up that wall. Okay. Push it. You have to make it like super dark too. Sounds hollow. I mean, thing's broken now, so... You just talk to Jim again?
We have to find another way out of here.
Yeah, I broke my sledgehammer, so I can't... It's obvious I have to, like, make that thing fall down, but... Yeah, I just have to walk into it. No? Okay. It's now open, so how the hell do I push the damn cart now? Oh. So it's being the right spot, I guess. Still like his ponytail. It is annoying. He looks like an annoying kid.
You did it!
I did. Just walks right through the rubble.
Jim, are you all right?
How did they know we'd end up here?
You worried your mother and I so.
He's fine. A few cuts and bruises. Nothing that won't heal.
My duty to you, Decor. If ever you are in need of a favor, you have only to ask.
I'll bear that in mind.
And as for you, young man, you've got a lot of explaining to do.
Alright, well, we've got a bunch of strength now, so... Tool, new dude.
Well, you always did like to make a grand entrance.
I always thought that corridor was a dead end, even as a child. I never knew it led to the caves.
Neither did I, but I can't say it surprised me. When they dug this place out, it was over a cave network that already existed.
That place hasn't been visited in countless turns.
Well, it's open now. I'm sure that the Master Smith would love to see what's in there.
Gethin will be in his element. We'll never get him out.
The 120 locations, talked to 170 characters, goddamn. This could very well be a long game. But we haven't even started playing. Like, we're just in the first area, just doing all these side quests in order to get everybody into the meeting. That's the main goal right now, is just get everybody into the meeting before we can even leave the first area, the first part of the map, to go tour the world. Let's see if we're strong enough to lift water out of a well. I doubt if we're strong enough to, like... So it sounds good for that Miller. We need, like, formidable strength. I don't know if he needs to have the maximum strength. Because the maximum strength is considered formidable, but... Hooray, I'm strong enough to lift this up now. Another lizard egg.
Good work, Decor. I can feel your strength improving.
Assuming I need you need to be even stronger to do the that thing in the dungeon, though, the one where we have to push the rock.
I just can't seem to move it. Take somebody of formidable strength to do it, I fear.
Yeah, it's probably need like maximum strength to even do that. New sword. Seems this game will have 0 new swords. Oh no, we have a dagger. I mean, maybe we'll eventually get a better weapon. Yeah, the dude for the oh yeah, talk about this. We gotta go turn in the trundle egg, or bug, or whatever. But the dude for the crossbow said we'll probably eventually be able to get quarrels for it. Just he doesn't know where they are or whatever. So we'll eventually be able to get quarrels. So there's definitely gonna be more weapons. It's probably gonna be a sword that replaces the knife at some point, and this got the good news that we broke his hammer.
Have you done with my hammer yet?
Yeah?
I'm sorry, Hal. It broke on the way out.
Well, that's just marvelous. Now what am I supposed to do?
Be thankful that you helped save a boy's life and go get a new hammer.
Well, since you put it that way.
We have a one-star hammer. Item lost. I think our reputation would have decreased there. You broke my hammer. Reputation increased. Is there anything new to say?
these insects?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my, not another one of the critters. May I have it? Imogen will be so pleased. If you find any more, please bring them to me.
There's probably one like somewhere out in this field here. They're pretty small, so especially these camera angles, it's gonna be hard to spot them. See anything moving. Imagining the viewing range for those bugs is pretty small too. Yeah, tank controls, which is horrible in a game like this. I mean, out here, I mean, well, you can see the camera is like constantly shifting to like fixed camera angles, so it's the only way they could probably do it is the stupid fixed camera angle thing. Otherwise, your direction would just completely shift all of a sudden. Definitely sucks though. Because I mean, it's tank controls, but using an analog stick, so it's a lot harder to go like just straight with tank controls, right? Tank controls definitely work better with the D-pad. The D-pad does nothing in this. You can use it in menus, but you can't use it for navigating. So, there's definitely sound effects that don't seem to happen. Like when you use the bow, there's no sound effects happening. Combat doesn't have any sort of sound effects. Like it's really weird. I can see if I was like emulating the game or something like that, but I'm playing the original disc on a Dreamcast, so there's missing sound effects. It's the game. It's not the software or the hardware. Like, it feels like we should be able to go into these things, but I mean, when we had Sledgehammer, it wouldn't let us. Maybe we need like a different skill or something. I guess we can't go back. It's not this way. The bridge gone, I cannot get across. I love those screens. Oh, don't see any bugs over there either. God, they have bugs out here, and it's gonna be so hard to spot. I've only seen one in the cave. I mean, I wasn't really looking too much in the cave. I just happened to like I was trying to shoot that one thing, and then decided to pull up the journal, and then just happened there was a bug nearby. Otherwise, I wouldn't have noticed it. Guess we can't really do anything back here either. So we don't have any way of getting back to the unless they end up fixing the bridge. I won't have a way of getting back to that rock we had to push. Maybe there's like a one chance thing. That or we'll eventually go back and we just don't have anywhere near the amount of strength. Because you think like pushing a damn rock would require a lot of strength, so very likely we'll be able to come back here later. Maybe we need some strength to open up that door. Never tried even going up to it. Oh, there's somebody there. Gethin?
Very interesting.
What is?
Very interesting.
Alright. Yeah, bet you we need like a bunch of strength. Eventually I'd be like, alright, help me lift this thing up. It definitely seems like there's gonna be a lot of backtracking in this. Like once we go to other areas, like that thing in the miller, that thing in this tunnel here, where we need a certain level of a stat in order to do it. We might have enough reputation now to get to that back room that we couldn't get to near the library. Also need to go revisit the lady who was crying now that we saved her son. Most people are probably going to go to the meeting now. So we're getting close to having enough people for the meeting. Dreamcast just going nuts there, reading the disc constantly. It's like, stop making me load. Battle Chef Brigade. Looks like a terrible PC port. Yeah, pretty much. This game looks like ass, runs like ass. It's basically ass in every way. This guy woken up yet? Disturb him. Maybe with my my bow, I may be able to like shoot those dice away from those dudes. Yes, I was. Gotta play all the games, including the god-awful ones. Damn it. Camera. Let's save here, and oh, maybe I can just grab it. There we go.
Excuse me, Decor, but we are using those.
You can have them back after you've attended the meeting.
Alright, those two to the meeting.
Who died and made him wing leader?
The total jerk core. I know, totally a jerk, right? This journal's a nightmare to go through. Let's complete our attention. Let's trust more. Timing hall. Like me confiscating their dice. Quest complete. The Ben, Deal of Anger. Wonder what's at the bottom of that well and the wearable. I mean, it doesn't say what it is after I picked it up. Oh yeah, the trader. You gotta go see the dude. That told me is Ramallah, Kendrick's daughter, werewoman. Well, we found Ramallah. It seems like these aren't in any particular order either, which is confusing. Like, we told Ramallah that, hey, she should be a werewoman, which she agreed to. So you think that would have been like in that spot after this whole quest thing here, but then like there's an empty spot there, and then quest complete there. So I'm assuming the end of this one here is probably once I find the ingredients. All the ingredients will have like whatever's after this picture. Like, I found all the ingredients and this happened. Tom Keating wishes calling a favor for favor. Well, we can't do that until we're ready to go, so that's probably what this blank spot is for. Lita's name day. Well, that's only once we leave the place. Sephiroth, go Tofu! With 27 months, 27 a lot. It is indeed a lot. Thank you so much for continued support, Tofu. Playing a great game for the 27 years. Playing great, I mean, totally amazing. This is Amara. Probably have to do something with the map for this quest, so can't do anything there yet. The tides are short of ore. Well, we got the information from the dude, but there's no spot below that, so let's go see him anyways for the hell of it. Jax. Okay. We found Jim, but we have to go see his mom, so that might be this part of the quest after it. Things are all done. Right. So let's go see Jim's mom. Let's go see the dude up in the stores.
Decor, you have done us a great service. I can see we're going to have to keep a sharp eye on this one.
Well, he's safe now.
Okay. Petition increased.
Hello again.
Thanks once again for your help.
Hey, thanks for the biscuits, Christopher.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, as she said. So that probably filled up that quest part we're missing on the gym section. Man. It'll be all the way back here. It's a really annoying quest log, I gotta say. Oh yeah, Jim mentioned about this trapping basket. I never found this trapping basket. And they even have a photo of it, so yeah, there's the seems Jim's okay. Those parents gave me a thick ear. This part we haven't fun. So once we eventually go back into the cave, we have to look for this basket. It's a cool idea, but the implementation kind of sucks, especially since you have to scroll through it very slowly. I wish there was like an index that you can go to and just like go to that page instead of to slowly go through the whole thing to look for quests. Be a glorious piece of garbage. It remains to be seen. The biggest thing is once we leave this town, because this town seems to be very fetch questy. It's kind of like it's like Technomage. Technomage, like the first two towns, the first two areas you went to were just like pure fetch quests. There's just like fetch quest after fetch quest after fetch quest, and after that, you know, the game kind of opened up and you're actually able to do combat and stuff. So same kind of idea, I think. So this one seems like it's like a lot of fetch quests at the beginning, and then you'll be able to like fly around your dragon. We'll see how that goes.
Ah, Decor, how good of you to join us.
Guess we're ready for the meeting.
Sorry for being late. I had a long watch last night.
We understand. Please, join us.
Should I waken him up?
Now that we are all here, there are a few matters we need to attend to. Firstly, as I'm sure you are all aware, there is a distinct lack of potential werewomen in the were.
Wary teeth. How can these young idiots with clouded heads possibly find anything? We just haven't looked hard enough.
And have your efforts been any more successful for Ben?
Well, no, but I...
Then hold your tongue.
What do you suggest, Sabor?
We go to the holds, Fort Hold being the first.
This is ridiculous. Tradition...
Thread score tradition, man. We have no other option. Morath is dying, and we have a new goal that needs a rider. Otherwise, it is the end of this ware.
Tradition was in place to help us through the pass of the Red Star. Now that is nearly over, there are some who fear that given time the holds will question our purpose and withdraw from were protection. I see this as a way of bridging the divide that may open.
The Wing Second speaks true.
But we're Dragon Riders. They wouldn't dare. The Weir hold and whole bond is inseparable.
It has happened before, and it will happen again. Riders are here to protect the people of Pern from Thread. With no Thread, we have no use.
And with no use, we will lose the tithes.
And the Weir needs the tithe to survive.
So as you can see, something must be done, and quickly. Decor and Catan, go to Fort Hold and see what or who you can find there. Make sure you let Lord Gralt know of your intention on arrival.
Very well.
The rest of you will fly to various wares and holds to inform them of Nalaya's death.
May I say a few words about Nalaya? Something has been troubling me.
Please.
Has anyone not considered that although she had just left Ista, an almost tropical environment, Nalaya died from an infection associated with extreme cold?
So, your point is?
It seems strange that she should contract such a disease.
I'd warrant it needs further investigation. Lita has a point.
Very well. But I cannot see how Nalaya's death could be suspicious. She was old. That is all. Is there any other business?
Subordinate.
There was one other issue.
Yes, Decor.
The recent tithe caravan was quite substantially short of ore. Is Master Smith Hall working on something that would require such resources? And if so, why were we not informed?
I was not aware of any such project.
Then perhaps, since you brought it up, you may like to visit Master Smith to see what you can discover.
Of course, but I shall accompany you to Fort Hold first. Search is more important than mislaid ore.
Is that all? Good. I will communicate all the other riders' destinations via Yugoth to your dragons. Clear skies and fair weather.
Hey, Kyrian. How's it going? Yeah, the faces are creepy as hell, eh? Which one? The Fort Hold? That's where you got stuck? I imagine as long as they don't save after... Like, did your save... Was your save just really far back? Or did your save get corrupted? Or, like... Yeah. I imagine saving while you're stuck in a wall would be a bad idea. Later that day. Let's not use chairs.
Decor, wake up, men. We must get ourselves to Fort Hold.
Huh?
We must find these werewoman candidates. Come on, Brenth and Zenth are waiting. I will see you shortly.
This game is, this game exists. Alright, it's midnight. It's time for me to go, but I want to check this place. I want to check, like, see if there's dragon flying or something before I go. Let's save here. It's 9 p.m. You Western coasters. I got work in the morning. Alright, let's see.
Ah, Decor. Glad I caught you. Sabor asked me to give you this.
And this is?
It's a message to be given to Lamrat, Lord Gralt's personal assistant. The message officially informs Fort Hold of Nalaya's death.
As you wish.
Well, so far it's just been a whole bunch of fetch quests with a little bit of combat inside that cave, inside of that, yeah, I guess tunnels or whatever it was. I'm kind of curious to see how the whole dragon riding thing, assuming there is dragon riding, definitely seems like there would be some sort of dragon fighting or some kind. Just like,
yes, Decor.
talk to our dragon, tell him we want to leave. I'm ready to leave.
I'm ready to leave.
Where Zenth can land before calling him. We have to switch over to our bondage outfit first. I just have to go outside. Yeah, the music just kind of comes and goes.
Hello again.
Hello, Jim. Have you recovered?
Oh yes, I'm much better, but I'm not allowed back in the caves again. And my mother's banned me from eating sweets and playing with my toys for 2 weeks. How am I going to live without them?
I still love how you can have conversations in this outfit. Yeah, all the kids sound like they're voiced by like adults. I mean, it's obvious that they are, but imagine trying to get a kid actor to voice those lines. It'd sound way worse than any sort of adult voice actor pretending to be a kid. Yeah, the faces in this are freaky as hell. I put on my my bondage outfit so I don't have to look at my face. I wonder if there's any sort of upside to wearing this. Like if it gives you any sort of defense in combat or whatever. Or if it's just purely for cosmetic reasons. That's a riding suit. Oh,
Do you need reminding on how to get Zenth to fly between?
between what? Sure.
Yes, go over the details once more.
Call Zenth by pressing the dragon button and telling him you're ready to leave.
Save. Alright, I'm really curious if it's just going to be like an instant, just like a fast travel system before I actually get to fly these dragons. Better be some damn dragon flying.
Yes, Decor?
It better not be janky as hell.
I'm ready to leave.
You will be shown a map of Pern with places you already know of marked on it.
Fast travel.
Select one of these places. Climb on Zenth's back, and he will take you there.
Boo. That's fast travel. I was hoping I'd be able to
I'll
fly
see
him.
you at Fort Hold.
Maybe there's going to be some combat sequences where we actually get to fly him. I haven't really checked through the manual. Maybe there is. Yeah, well, the dragon's using telepathy. So you're basically bonded to a dragon when the dragon's born, and apparently both you and the dragons have like kind of, yeah, it's not just a telepathic link, but you're basically tied to each other. Like if the dragon gets hurt, you'll feel his pain, vice versa, that kind of thing. Yeah, the sound effects seem like they're just hit and miss. Seems like there's a lot of missing sound effects. You use a crossbow, you don't hear any sort of information when you're using it. There's no indication you're actually using it. Just all of a sudden your arrow count goes down. You don't hear like a twang or see an arrow go out of it. Yes, it's just fast travel. Boo. It's hoping to be some like dragon flying, some like freestyle dragon flying. Took off our outfit.
I'll go and speak to Lord Geralt. I'll need you to start looking around for search candidates. Enjoy the gather decor, but don't get carried away. If I need you, I'll contact you.
Like when our dragon was taking off, like there's no like wing flapping or anything like that. Yeah, exactly. Like when you use a crossbow, like you use it to hunt down bugs. So you use a crossbow and then you press the A button and you'll fire an arrow, but there's zero indication that that you fired anything. Like no sound, there's no arrow that goes out or anything like that, but then you look at your arrow count and it goes down. Well, I'm gonna save the game here and then I'll show you. It's like stupid. So you're not even sure if like it's like, did I press the button? It's like, okay, so I'm pressing the button now. See, nothing's happening, right? Like, alright, am I firing something? Probably not. Let's go look at my arrow count. Down to 3 arrows. I shot 7 times. There's like no indication you're shooting something. It's like, what the hell kind of system is that? And I'm out of ammunition. It's like a sound effect would have been enough. Like you don't even need to have the arrow, but just like a thook, like a twang, something. You know, like it's like what the fuck. This game definitely feels unfinished. It feels like a game that, I mean, this is obviously like a very late Dreamcast release, like one of the last games we have on the Dreamcast. So it feels like it's kind of one of those things where they knew they need to get it out now, or they're not getting it out at all. So it's just pushing it out the door before it's finished. So it feels more like an alpha than anything, like a beta of a game. So, but we'll see. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna have to call it there for tonight. I got work in the morning, so next stream is most likely going to be on Thursday, so a couple days off there, and I guess we'll play some more of this janky goodness. It's gonna be really interesting with the journal. Like, holy shit! I mean, the journal's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger, unless that maybe there's a new journal. No, there's not even a new journal for each area. So if you want to like go back to previous quests, like you have to scroll through like this fast. Like, I'm assuming once you finish certain quests, you don't really need to go back. But let's say I want to remember like, oh, what did I need for this thing here? But then after I do this area, the journal is probably gonna be on like a page like 70 or something like that. So I have to like scroll back so far to get to this part of the journal. I guess it's horrible. Want to deep dive into it? You're more than welcome. Yeah, so it's an interesting game. Alright, so yeah, so let's stop the timer there. And yeah, we'll call it there for tonight. So Thursday, very likely next stream. Unless like we get a super quiet day, but I seriously doubt it. And we'll play some more of this goodness. I don't know how long the game's going to be. I mean, it took us, God, like 3.5 hours to get out of the first town. And looking at the map, I mean, assuming each area is around the same amount of time to do. I mean, there's... I'm not sure if there's going to be another area between Fort Ware and the Master Smith Hall. There might be, but it's a big chunk of the map anyways. And we'll go from there. So, thanks everybody for watching. Everybody have a great night. Let's see if there's anybody who can host up there before we head out for the night. Who is playing, and what are they playing? I got Sharpie playing some... Back to playing a new game. Well, a new old game, I guess, one he's already played. He's playing some Echo Ties the Time on Sega CD. So we'll host Sharpie up and go from there. So, meantime, thanks everybody for watching. Have a great night. I'll see you all Thursday. Bye for now, guys.